Okay. So I hope we are all here, at least who survived, because many started, but few arrived. But okay, so it's about time for you to show what you have done, what you have thought, what have been your ideas, and what have been your work, and what you managed to achieve in these couple of days. So you can, as I and as we told you, you can do a demo, you can do a presentation, you can do what you think is better to explain and to try to make your solution the best one of tonight. So since we are still waiting for Ivan, and I would like him to be here to see what the TV group worked on. So I asked one of the other 4 groups if they want to volunteer to start, or otherwise I can call one. Yes?
Maybe you can talk about the judging.
A few words about the jury. Well, the jury will be composed by me, the worst judge you can hope to have. Then Aaron, the second worst. then Lorenzo. Well, he is one of the best you can post. Okay, yeah, okay. Thank you. Then Pinky to have the real let's say help on what she thinks. Since she is from Duesa, what she thinks and she can envisage for your solution. Then, if we since we are good judges and bad judges, we will probably end up with a even result. So Adolfo will help us to break and to decide who is the winner.
And I'm also do my worst.
Yes, thank you. And we are going to choose one winner. Okay. Okay. So, does anyone volunteer? Yeah, Matthew. So, do you have a laptop or? Ah, cool.
But first, so the battery does not die during the presentation.
Well, there is a plug here.
Yeah, here there is one.
If you don't have there.
So yes, we did.
Okay, so my topic was animal health and especially donkey carter support. So I will, I am Mathieu Verne. So I will just remind the context. So here we are focusing on Grahamstown, which is around 70,000 people. Here there is many people who use donkeys all around for getting income, especially donkey carters, who are the one moving the woods and waste in their carts with the help of the donkeys. So they're exclusively relying on these donkeys, and they need to take care of them. The point is that donkeys are wild animals, so that they can go around in the town, they can get injured if some cars hurt them, or stuff like that. Additionally, there is the SPCA, so the Society for the Preservation of Cruelty to Animals, who can go and catch them if they are bothering some people in the town. And in this case, the donkey carters need to pay a fine in order to get back their donkeys. So here that there is several issues, but mainly the main problem is that it's hard for the donkey carters to take care of their donkeys. In particular, the donkey carters are unable to afford the medical care for donkeys, whether it is for themselves to take the action or to pay someone else to do it. They're also not equipped to find the missing donkeys because once they have finished to work with them, the donkeys just go around, and so they can miss. Then they have to, the donkey catchers need to search for them in order to start their day. If the SPCA catch the donkeys, they are usually unable to afford the fine. And additionally, if they want to find quicker, they could call some people. But the point is that although they have mobile phones, they usually have the really basic ones with no internet, and even calling or sending SMS has a cost that is hard for them to afford. And so with all of that, here our goal is to extend the capabilities of the FACE organization. FACE stands for Farm Animal Center for Education. In this organization, they have some veterinary and welfare experts available who can take care of the donkeys. This organization already have good relationships with the donkey carters, so this is something on which you can build on. And they already take some actions in order to help in taking care of these donkeys, and they keep some record of these treatments. And so, how can we help with that? How can we extend these capabilities? Here, what we try to do is to explore digital data and web technologies. And so, this is where I come to the demo. So, this is the website that we have developed so far. So here, maybe for the ones who knows about the websites, we inspired from the graphical charts from the initial website of FACE. And so here, the basic stuff that we have implemented is that, for instance, here you have the list of carters, just a few fake ones here. And so if you go to look at one of them, so here you have the information that people in FACE can have, so especially how to contact the donkey carter, so the mobile phone that he has, and also his address. And additionally, here we list also the donkey that he has at his charge. And so if we look at them, so here are the information of the donkey. And so here, we find the name of the donkey, his birth date. We also have the details of the owner. Additionally, we have some distinguishing features. So we have pictures to help recognize the donkey, but also some additional details to confirm that. Additionally, there is also details about the status of the donkey and the treatments which have been applied. So in this case, we have a donkey which is pregnant, and we have some details where we should avoid any medication and don't attach her to a cart. There is also some treatment details. All of that relates to data that are recorded today on papers. And so the point is to be able to access all this information in an easier way by having it in a database that we can query really quickly. So based on that, so here this is all this information available for the FACE people. And so now the point is to be able to explore this information. And so this is where we come to the web technologies. So here the point is that this information can be also available on the web. So for the people who have smartphones, usually they are also barcode scanner. And so they can explore these kind of things, which can be printed, for instance, on the tag or directly on the donkey. So there are several ways to attach this QR code on the donkey itself. And so by checking at this QR code, if there is some people who have tried, you can do it. It's already available online. But if there is people who have tried, I will need to resize the stuff. So you will have to tell me how to do it. So you can try if you want. You just want to resize it smaller, so it looks like a mobile screen.
Yeah.
It's not
This is the minimum, I think.
Minimum this time, yeah.
Yes. If you have Chrome, you have Chrome. No. Sorry.
Keep it short. Yes. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that you can see on the mobile phone. So this is the mobile phone version, And so here, so you will, if you encounter a donkey, so in the streets, and so you have a smartphone with some internet connection, then you can check the tag on the donkey, and here is the kind of information that you get. So a picture to confirm that this is the one that you have, with some information. So this is the account by Joe Pretorius, and so here you have the contact information to contact directly the donkey carter, the owner of this donkey, in order for him to come immediately to take this donkey back. Additionally, there is some more information. So if you are not able to contact directly the owner, you can contact the face people. And depending on the information available, there is also some notification which can appear. So here in this case, the donkey is pregnant, so please pay attention. So don't move it too brutally, these kind of things. If it is sick, then you can display a notification like don't stay away, these kind of things. And so by having all this information, it allows people outside to access this small amount of information and directly help the donkey carter to get his donkey. And so coming back to the demo, so here, so we help in both these aspects in data management, so help to record and retrieve the information for the face people, and for people outside to help them identify the donkey that they encounter in the street, and to contact the donkey carter. So what are the strengths of this solution? Well, first of all, we build on face infrastructure. So this, so in order to manage this, you just need a computer connected to internet, and we heard that they have already this. We don't use any external framework or whatever, so they can directly manage it. We provide a simple donkey identification through the mobile phone with just the needed information for that. We also notify the important aspects to care about, so what the people should be informed about to avoid any issues with the donkey. And we also don't require the donkey carter initiative. So this was really important because there's a lot of issues with the cost of the communication and so on. And so the point was really to avoid the donkey carter to have to contact someone. And so here the point is that it is the person who encountered the donkey who, if he has this information, can contact directly the donkey carter. Now, future works. So this is just a prototype. So there is no database inside. It is completely hard-coded, and there is some user authentication to implement. So whether we do this, or we can look at the actual website, the current website of the face, which is managed by Wix, and try to see if these kind of features can be directly integrated in the existing websites. So these are two different solutions, the more techy one and the more, let's say, for the less techy ones. Additional things can be to add search features to look more advanced information, and also some optimizations to optimize the bandwidth cost. For instance, for the mobile display, we show a picture. So far, this is the original picture, the big one, which is just resized. There is already existing technologies to reduce the size, and so just the good size of the picture, so you can save data consumption. Then on the long term, what we think would be interesting by exploiting this mobile information is to provide directly the care information to the donkey carters, because we know that there is already some donkey carters who have smartphones, and so they can, by having this information, spread it in their own communities. And so if we can imagine to provide also information like how to take care of donkeys in specific, if they are pregnant or sick and so on, and so they can directly get this information and apply it directly by themselves. So it can help them to take care of their donkeys. And I will close on that.
Questions?
Yes. I would like to ask you something. Background info, very good. I would like to know if the ways the donkeys are recorded by tattoo ID number.
I don't know how they are recorded, but they have an ID number actually. So the face people have an ID number, and especially if we go back to this. Here, this ID number, here it is displayed. The point is that this is directly provided by the people. So here, if we modify it, this is part of the fields which have to be filled by the face people. So they have already an ID number.
Yeah, because I'm asking this because here, for example, some animal owners can tattoo an ID number on their dogs usually. to then track them if they get old and stuff like that. So maybe to that.
Yeah, and actually we explore this ID number. So far we have fake ones, but we know that there is already ID numbers. Yes.
Thank you.
Questions here?
No questions. Or
Can we
concerns?
ask if there are questions from, any questions from South Africa? If we have people following. There is a bit of delay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in the meanwhile, how, also regarding identification, have we thought about, I don't know, an easy way to have people identify their donkeys? I mean, I don't know if they will be, in fact, this is also a question for South African colleagues. Will people be willing to identify a cattle? Do you think of any incentive for having people registered in this initiative? I don't know if you thought about that.
Well, the first, I didn't think in details. The first, let's say, thing I have in mind is that if you have donkeys which are in the middle of the street, who are bothering and so on, this is the first incentives. You need the donkey to go away, and so probably the best way is to have directly ask to the owner to come and take it. I didn't think about any incentives to promote this. I know that the FACE, for instance, if you go on the FACE website, they typically speak about okay, help us. It seems that this is the kind of thing that they are caring about, trying to have actions in that. So I think probably they have more information on that than me. I didn't think about how to improve this this process, but surely it is interesting to investigate.
No questions from.
So, thank you, Mathieu, and thanks to you and to your team. And so we have the certificate for your team.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so volunteering for the second round, for the second presentation. No? Yes, no.
Come on, make the hardest.
Okay. TV guys. Okay. Yeah, if you have your laptop, maybe now it could be easier.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ali, and me and my team, we are going to present you EDOT. It's an electronic directly observed therapy for tuberculosis control. And so let me first ask you a question. Do among any of us actually know our friends or family ever like had tuberculosis or is suffering or ever suffered? Please raise the hand. You see, like some of us already have faced this problem in our family and also or in the family. That's the reason, like, we choose. There were different topics in this hackathon, like for the transportation, for the animals, for the electronics. All these are important. But what me and my team faced and thought that the people's life are depending, and we can improve the system to save some humans' life. So that's the reason we choose this topic. And to show you just how serious this problem is, 1/3 of the peoples in the world actually suffering has the infected virus in their body. About 2 billion of people are infected, and every year around 10 million new people are getting sick for this tuberculosis, and more than 1.5 million people are dying. And this is truly spread in the Africa, in part of Asia, and in this region. So what actually the current system we are working for, how they actually managing this problem. In the current system, they have like 4 to 9 months of continuous medication system. So you have to take some pills and you have to continue a long procedure of the treatment to get cured. And the current system, they actually work, it's a directly observed system. So there are community health workers who go house to house to the patient to make sure like every day patient is taking their pills. Because if you missed the pill for 1 day, you failed the treatment. You have to start from first. So this is the way they are currently doing. And all these things to actually registering a new patient, their reports, their medication history, all their diagnostic report, all these things are managed by the papers. This is the current system actually now they are working on. So, what's the problem actually they are facing with the current system? The current system has the loss of information. The overwhelming medical records, they are, because it is paper-based, they are losing these paper-based data. This is one of the main problem they're currently facing. And the system is so slow. Like if you there are some spread in the disease in some areas to populate that information to other peoples and to also the other patients. These are all manually handled. So this is slow, and they need actually a map to demograph, like in which area now how many people are actually suffering. So they do not have any facility. So when they collect the data, they come and see the paper and find the location, make a map in the board, and pin up the locations to actually understand where the disease is spreading. So it's not a real time. It's a slow process and it's not accurate. And the extra cost and time, as it's manually processed, and the health center is like as far as 100 kilometers away. So people have to travel this distance to come to get the reports and their medical history and other things. So this costs the money and the time. So what we are actually proposing as the solution, our solution as EDOT, we are proposing a electronic medication system where electronically the doctors and the health workers, they can collect and save, store all the medication history, their lab reports, all this management. This system is stored in a cloud storage where the other government agency and other organization can also access this system. And also now they have to manage the medicine inventory. It's now paper based, so we developed a inventory system to show like how many medicine we have in our inventory, and which health worker has how many medicines and what we need. Then we have the automated patient's demographic mix. So as soon as a patient gets registered in the system, from the address we collect the exact location and automatically build a map to show where the disease is going and how far it's spread. So this is the current system. Actually, we have the solution in these 2 days. To develop this system, we used Ruby on Rails and ActiveAdmin because the time is short and we have to use some fast technology to make it faster. Then we have the Google Maps API for demographic and address registrations, jQuery in our front end, and also the PostgreSQL for our database. Then for the cloud hosting, we use the Heroku. And for our collaboration among our team, the program code is in GitHub. So the project is EDOT, so you can search and get the source code in GitHub. So my colleague now will come and to show you how actually it is working.
Okay. This is the layout of our system. We made a small demo to show you how it is working. Like here, as an admin user, I can see all the health centers which we registered for the areas. We divide. We have to give the medication to the patients, and we can do all the basic crude operations, like we can see, view, edit, and delete the health centers we have. And in each health center, so we have the maps for the patients, like how many patients affected and where are the location of the patients, and these are all real data. And the employees, the list of employees that are that the health center have, like there are different, like nurse, community health workers, technicians, and these are the list of communities, like each health center have different several communities, and these communities are basically the one responsible to give the medication to the patients. And obviously we can have do the basic crude operations like add, delete, and edit the communities. And here are the inventories. We have a small inventory management system, like how many medicines like we have initially, and we can also obviously add the medicines, and here we can view them. And later we can also give the medicines to the community health workers, who will go to the door to door and make sure that the patients are taking the medicine. And we can assign the medicines and how many can specify the quantities that we are giving to the community health workers. And in the inventory, like we can see that we have change that is happening. We have less 20 less medicines, and then we can see the medicines because to give the treatment, we have different kind of medicines, different cocktails they use to give the treatment. And they can also manage here is the list of patients, and obviously different communities that are serving to giving the treatments. And we can edit, add, and this address we can we are getting the real time from using the Google Map API, and we are storing to show the map demonstration. And also we can point out the list of medicines that we are going to give the patient as a cocktail of to get cure from the disease. And these are all done as an admin user. We have the role management, like what admin can do, what a doctor can do, health workers can do. And now, if I log in as a health worker, I can only see the patients, list of the patients. And in list of the patients, I can, as a community health worker, I can view his lab reports that he will get from the diagnostic centers. And obviously, and also he can record the medications. Here, like we have the medication record for the November, and he will tick mark that this day the patient has taken the medication. And these are obviously we are storing once they keep the record. And we can also add a new month, like because medication for the disease is like done a continuous process, like 6 months, 8 months. And we after adding the month December, we will have the list for December as well, where he can keep on record. And these records can be later seen by all the, like the doctors or the superior authorities that have the access to the system. And this whole, thing is done in a responsive way, so it can be seen as mobile devices, tabs everywhere. And also, we had different filters to search the patients with their address, and according to the community. And this is the system with demo. Now I will hand over the presentation to my colleague.
So nothing is possible without a great team. In our team, luckily we have some great developers and members. So I am Ali, and Arman, he's a developer in CreateNet, and Shahadat, he is also a developer in CreateNet. Then Najmul, he is a developer in Livia, and David is doing masters in computer science. So thank you. This is E-Dot, and thank you for your time. Any questions, please?
I have a question. question that more or less comes from people who are following from South Africa. From what I understand, your presentation was mostly from the point of view of health centers, like in the big city.
Yes.
That's what I understand. So it's from an administration point of view. So what about the health worker in the community and the people in
Yes.
the rural
So far, when we talked with actually who will be our customer, and he actually provided us that every health worker has the access to the patient do not have access to the maybe for the internet and other things, but the healthcare giver who are giving going there giving their doses, they have the access, either in office or in their hand with the mobiles. So the solution we are providing is, so the system actually is nothing is controlled by the patient, because it's a so critical thing that the patient can miss one dose and his 5 months of medication will be gone. So everything is controlled by a dedicated person, and he has the access of the internet and either in his hand or in his office. So the system is actually developed from this point of view.
And I just want to add one more thing is because the community health workers are the one who is in charge to go door to door and give the medication, and also they have to report back to the health centers, and which can be far for I mean like more than 100 kilometers as well. So reaching there and giving their report to the health centers, which is obviously time consuming. It have some cost as well. It's a hassle. So we are providing them the facilities that they don't have to get back to the health centers daily and give the report. They can just use the technologies, and they can just keep the records, which can be will be available for the superior authorities, the doctors that are in charge of the health centers.
And in the demo, we didn't show every role because it will take more time. So we just only shown the administration point of view, maybe from the health center, and also we have shown caregivers role, but there are also like those who are responsible for the lab report. They have also access to the system. They can see the list of patients, and they can also enter the lab reports information. So there are like 5 roles right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can extend them later if they want to. Like maybe they want, okay, lab reporter also can add some more information to the system. We can do that also easily.
So for doctor, don't have to wait for lab report. What Ivan told that doctor have to wait for lab report to prescribe medicine. So doctor will see the report as soon as technician submitted it in the system. So.
Any questions?
We have a question. Just to remind that obviously our community health workers, beside the mobile, must always have also the paper, because internet connection is always not so much sure to. So the question is, it is possible to enter data after visit, obviously.
Yes, obviously it's available.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have just a note. You did a very great job talking exactly in sync with the video. You have been great. So, congratulations. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Take your certificates. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we decided to tackle the problem of transportation, in particular in the rural areas of Duesa, connecting Duesa to Willowvale. As you can see, the roads are dirt roads, not particularly in best condition. So one of the main problems is this, that the poor conditions of the road, difficulty to navigate, tricky road, tricky corners. It's not easy if you don't know the road. There are many obstacles in the road. For example, sometimes during the rainy season, it can get really hard, really muddy. Also, trees can fall down or there can be some other obstacles in the road. And in particular, there's no communication between drivers. So for example, a driver might go during the morning and see that something is wrong, but there's no way that he can inform or alert other drivers of this situation. So we decided to tackle this problem.
Okay, so we decided to create an application where we can allow the community to gather and help each other by reporting and commenting on the road conditions. So one of the restrictions we have is it must be very easy to use, it must be fast, and it has to be low cost. This is because we are depending only on the smartphones of the people from the Duesa community, which are the people that travel the most that road. So that will be the person that will be reporting or putting notices on this platform that we are proposing. So we came up with Waze, and it's a mobile app for road safety. And one of our main ideas, and that was to attack the problematic that you have a smartphone but you don't have a very fast internet, and also the community doesn't know how to properly navigate through a map like Google Maps. So we came up with this idea about representing a map, representing a road without placing it on a map. So we came with these checkpoints where the people from Duesa can identify points of interest in a road, and depending on every point, they can put the report or a notification regarding that area. So they don't actually have to know how to navigate a map, but they know where in the road stuff is happening because it's labeled there. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is the main screen. As you can see in green, we are placing the main checkpoints or landmarks of this road. So for example, the school, the shop, the bridge, places that people know, are aware of. And between those points, there can be happening something. For example, some fallen trees, or a flooded road. So you can easily, with a glimpse, you can see what's up in the road, and if everything is green, you're good to go. Keep in mind that these are reports that are generated by the community. You can also connect with other drivers, offering a ride, or drivers can also see if someone is looking for a ride. So it's a way to connect hitchhikers with drivers.
I think we didn't cover this problematic. So the Duesa to Willowvale Road is it has a very low traffic, so people usually don't go through that road, and if they do, it's just a bus that goes in the morning and then comes in the afternoon. So that's why we came up with this notification that you can also request and offer a ride. So if you need to go to Willowvale one day, and you can put a notification in the app, and it will appear like this. You can see the purple dot, so that means it's a hitchhiker. So if you own a car and you're a driver and you want to go to Willowvale and want to lower the cost of the gasoline you're gonna spend, you could check the app and see if someone is willing to go on that ride with you. And it's already known that if you're gonna pick someone up or if you want to request a ride, even if it's a hitchhike, you will offer something in exchange, which will be paying for the gasoline or something. And I think that's it. That covers it. So.
Okay.
We also did some implementation. I don't know if you want to show it.
Yeah,
like we put it in Heroku, you can actually see it already in your smartphones. So maybe just
to let you know that I have some people from Duesa on the line.
Really?
I'm very excited about this.
Yes.
But the slides will be difficult to see from the camera.
Okay.
So maybe
We
have
can.
some questions,
Yes.
I will like to.
Maybe I can put the URL in the screen,
yeah,
and they can even see it from where they are.
Okay, so the question is, does it work on a phone?
Yes.
Yes, on any
Yes.
phone.
One of our focus was to do it very lightweight as possible, so it can load very fast on anyone's. Like, we were told that people from Duesa have almost always 3G connectivity, so we try to build this like the user interface, like very simple, but at the same time easy to understand, but it doesn't require a lot of bandwidth to download.
And it's not it's running on the web, so people can access it even if they have Android, BlackBerry, iPhone, or whatever. They can still use it. It's independent of the platform.
What about the information you get while you're offline?
Yes.
App. It comes.
Wizard of the Roku app.
You mean offline? We didn't consider this because we were told people have always connection to 3G in this road. So, as I understood, connection is gone when you go to the natural reserve. But since we did this in 2 days, I think it's very tricky to have offline information. But if we would continue to work on this project, if you implement something like a mobile application for Apple or Android, you can actually store stuff in people's phone and have this information saved.
And if you rewrote the main page, you just requested a ride from the fourth beach.
Which reload the first page.
Like that?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Someone did it from. So, and also the idea is like if you're.
You need to go a bit slower when you move the screen because it's difficult to see it.
Okay. And all of these checkpoints are generated you get them from a database. So if you at any point you need to add or remove any point of interest, they could do it. We didn't have the time to work on this side of the project, but like the structure is there, so you can easily modify this to include more or adjust it to the needs of this road.
Is it easier maybe like this if I change the colors?
It really depends on the connection there.
Okay.
They could over there. If you
can go in idea.
Do a zoom on the URL, maybe they can put it in their phones and instead of looking at that screen. And you could easily add another road and add more checkpoints and have information logging for another road.
What kind of technology did you use for the implementation?
We use Ruby on Rails, and it's just it's on Heroku and Postgres database.
So it is a browser application?
Yes, but it's responsive, so it can look better.
Okay, so if I am correct, with HTML5 now we have, so maybe not all the browsers so far, but there is also stuff for offline, storing offline information directly through the browser. So maybe this also can be exploited without needing to make a dedicated app for it.
Yeah, you just need to visit it the first time.
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I think they got it.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Yeah.
Okay, well, first I'm feeling like a little baby.
Yes.
Because I feel like, yay, it's gonna work. That's great. But I wanted to check something. I just opened it and I wanted to know, do you just choose the options here? Can you add specific details on the...
We want you to do that. We really want you to do that.
Yeah, so like you can see in more detail what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's in the in a plan.
So what happens? Do you click on the options over here and add information on that, or where is the particular place where I can go and...
There is the blue button that you tap on to edit the line. Then you can edit whatever you need.
Okay, I see. offering, right? Reporting a problem.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's how you put a point on the timeline.
Of course, this is just a prototype, so the important thing is to validate the idea with the people of Buesa and get their feedback.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you very
Browser.
Should I start?
Okay.
Hi everyone. We are Italy for South Africa team because we are all Italian and we're trying to find solutions for Southern Africa, and we are trying to tackle the local trade problem. So what is the main problem is lack of cash. People do not have money, do not have cash. Maybe they might have money in their bank account, but it's difficult for them to withdraw them, and they have to pay commissions. And sometimes they might have money that are coming in the next few weeks, so they're not able to have money now, and so there is this big problem. And exchanges. So what do? They exchange products, but exchanges are not always possible because, for example, you can see this guy who has a pig, for example, but he wants some cows, and this guy needs a pig, but he doesn't have cow. He has chickens, so they can't exchange these animals and their sex. A second problem is lack of communication. People do not know if other people in their community have something there they want. So sometimes maybe they need, for example, milk, and they just travel to the next city to buy some milk because they didn't know that maybe some neighbor had some milk, and so they need a solution. They need a platform, a trade platform, where they can exchange things, and they can know who is selling these things. So there is trust because it's within the community, within the village, and they can actually know who they are talking to. What we are offering is TradeCoin. TradeCoin is a platform, and it's the easiest way to exchange your products. So basically, TradeCoins is a web app, so it's accessible through browsers, which means from a laptop or mobile, and it's basically a virtual market with virtual money. We strongly think that even though we are exchanging products, we strongly think we need a currency, because it's difficult for people to map, like for example, to know how is the value of something. Like if I want to exchange, I don't know, one pig with some chairs, I don't know if how many chairs does a pig value. We don't really know. So we need to map these products into some money, which are not real but are just virtual, and these trade coins. And is also a platform to connect people, and in which people can sell every kind of products they want. So with trade coins, we can see that people are happy actually, because here they were sad and here they are happy, because basically they can connect and the circle can close. If before the circle of exchange didn't close, now it can actually close, because this guy is going to offer pigs to that one, who is going to give chickens to that one, and this one gives pigs to this one, and the circle closed perfectly. And using this platform and these trade coins, so this virtual money. To get started, when someone registers in this platform, they will have some coins, some money to spend in order to incentivize the trading market, and then if because basically what we have been told is that people are willing to give credit. So if when they start, they don't have anything to sell, but they want to start buying something, so they will buy something with these 50 trade coins, and then maybe in a few weeks they will be able to sell actually something and to regain this to balance their account. We have some demo. So we build a prototype, which is okay. It's still just a prototype, so it does work, but not perfectly. So this is someone who wants to sell something. So it just logs in with his phone number and his password. Maybe.
Yes.
If the internet works. Okay. Well, okay. So this someone is registering. His phone number was not present in the platform before, so it's registering right now. Devi scrivere una mail. Facciamo. Okay, and he will go to create a new ad. So this guy wants to sell, for example, his backpack. And the problem is that he doesn't really know how much a backpack value, what is the value. So we create this this guide that with, for example, with 50 bitcoins, with 50 free coins, you can buy, for example, 2 cows, 10 chickens, or 4 chairs. So they have actually a comparison between products, and so you can kind of understand how much his backpack could value. And then he will just put a small description and create the ad. And when it's created, I will try to go with my phone and find it. Okay. So this is online on Roku, so I can actually go and I can try to log in with my number. And I'm here, and I mean, yeah, you can't see it, but there is the backpack he's trying to sell. So I will just go in here and see the advert. And in here I will see his phone number. So I will try to call him, and this is just fake trying, but I will call him and he will tell me where to meet. So we will meet actually, and then he will just give me his backpack. I will buy it, and if you refresh, no, just refresh there. It's gone because I got my backpack. So this was just a small demo. Okay. If we go back to the presentation now. Okay. So future work. This was just a prototype and needs to be improved, and of course, because we had just a couple of days. And this is a web app, so it's on a browser, but it's probably better to have it in an Android application, because Android is, or other platform, but especially Android is probably the most used. because it will require less data. Once one download the application, is require less data, and then people can actually will be able to buy trade coins. So this virtual money with real money. So when they actually have money in their bank account, or they can buy. And one important thing is this is just working within the same community, within the same village. But in the future, we want to extend it to be between different cities. So if this system is working and we can analyze data and we can understand, for example, that this community or this village has a lot of produce of one type, for example, has a lot of chickens, so they can actually export chickens to other villages who don't have. And maybe these other villages have something else, so they can actually exchange products with other villages. But we need a role, we need someone, because there are different villages, so there's no trust maybe because they don't know each other, so we need someone who is working with that. So we need an agent for each village, for each community, and these agents will help the communities to exchange products between each other. And that's all. Thank you very much for your
There's a question
Yeah.
here, and I have two questions from
Very good. Congratulations. I'm curious to know if you think the system could be implemented to be demand-driven rather than offer-driven. So not just I have chicken to sell, who wants to buy it, but also I'm interested in buying a chicken, who has it and where can I find it?
Yeah. At the moment, it's just an offer-driven, but yeah, definitely it the offer could be the advert could be not just I sell something, but also I need something. So for sure, it can be improved in this way.
I have a few questions, in fact, from South Africa. Start from the beginning. Is there an opportunity to negotiate prices between who wants to?
Well, actually, we don't like. We just give basically the phone number, information about the person who is selling something, so they can just negotiate between themselves. They can just call and then negotiate. So it's up to them. Actually, it's not up of the platform. The platform is just trying to connect them and to give them the opportunity to know about this, about other people.
And also the other question is, sorry, if there is any integration with messaging systems besides calling.
No, at the moment not. It could be something possible. We didn't have enough time to implement this, so we just chose to give the phone number. For sure, it's possible to integrate it with some instant chat.
And here comes a very difficult one, and then I just leave to you. People are very afraid, and that's what they're telling me, they're afraid of being scammed. So they're afraid of putting money on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think about anything about that?
Well, at the moment, there's no security layer in this small prototype. Of course, it can be implemented and it can be a safe platform. But I think it's more about yeah. It depends. It depends a lot from the people, if they actually are willing to put money on it, if they trust it, and actually it's within the community, so they trust each other. So it's just at the moment the real money comes just when you buy these trade coins in order to have more credits, and it must be a very secure a very secure process to buy. At the moment, there's no the buying process. It's just working with the initial credits that you have. So there's no real money in this platform at the moment. When the buying of trade coins will be implemented, it must be really secure.
Yeah. And I will ask it because the application we work within communities, and the guy may be interested in a cow. If he is willing to see if the cow is in good health, it is possible to see to the seller put a picture just to see if the cow is really.
Yeah, to actually have. Yeah, we have to improve this to like the ads page must be a bit improved and to add some more information. At the moment, it's just description and title, quantity, and this kind of stuff. But definitely pictures, even well, actually, like yeah, it takes more data to so it's less light. But still, at least one picture is needed for some products. So we could add this feature for sure.
Anyways, if I can add something, so when you buy, the moment you buy with the virtual money, you see the product because you meet the seller, so you see the product and you're not forced to buy. You can decide not to buy and just
but because. For example, I am from a far community, and I would like to spend my money on transport. To get a trip and get there.
Yeah, this is taught within the community, so within like the village, but yes.
Yeah, now it's made for the community. When it's going to be developed and maybe for bigger community or to interact between communities. Yes, that could be a great idea, a picture or something, yeah.
It's on GitHub, it's on public repository, it's in Heroku, we provide all the information. Yeah.
Just a comment on the issue of the virtual money. The idea is interesting. It's interesting, but in terms of the practical implementation, it requires some mathematical skills. And sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not. And I have a feeling that it adds an extra layer of complication. I think that if, for instance, you allow people to bid for a product, that would be very interesting. During the circumcision ceremonies, goats are very much in demand because they are used for ceremonies. So people could actually bid for a goat and could say, okay, I offer 500 rand, you use the existing currency that people are familiar with. And somebody else says, no, I want it and I offer 600. I think that could be interesting, but I would stay with the currency people know. That is the first thing. The second, since the issue here is trust, it is true that people know each other in the community. But one great service that you could implement in this platform is being able to track the debitors. So people buy stuff on credit, you are able to see who they are to their Facebook account, their pictures, comments by other people, and also you are able to see their credit history in a sense. So you see if they are somebody who actually pays or if they have already ripped off 2 or 3 people before you.
And also to enter some feedback of the transaction.
Possibility of comments and the possibility of seeing a little bit of history. So you might want to have public transactions and private transaction, but to try and handle that, to be able to see that the most important thing, the real question is not does this person have the money or not. Typically, is this person actually going to pay me back? Mm-hmm. Are they able to pay back? Do they have a source of income? Like a old age pension, a child grant?
This is why the virtual currency helps, because in our opinion, if I sell something to you and you pay me with this virtual currency, I have a lot of this virtual currency in my credit in my account, so I can buy other things with these currencies. So there's no need of knowing if that person, I can buy from someone else, so I don't need to know if that person is able to pay me back with real money, because I will just I will be paying back from this virtual currency. I'm able to buy something else. But for the other points, I completely agree.
Okay, yeah, in fact, the people in South Africa are confirming what you're saying. They're saying that they don't quite understand this virtual money thing. So that's, I think, a common. No further comment. I think this is the last one, so we can move to the next.
To build on this virtual money, because here basically you inspired from bitcoins and similar stuff. The point is that, legally speaking, it is really tricky, especially if you, on the long term, you target then having exchange between cities and so on. The point that you are playing on the field of the banks then, and there is laws here, and there is a lot of things that you have to pay a lot of attention to. Especially, for instance, in France, it is illegal. It was illegal to not use the national money for Europe. I don't know the details. But for instance, there is when there was problems with the money because everything was too expensive or stuff like that. When you have local monies which develops naturally to exchange the goods, but then once it starts to spread, then the point that it is illegal, and so the authorities comes and just stop the stuff to enforce the use of the national money. So there is a lot of things that you have to pay attention to if you are looking for it in this way. Well, if you are using the local money which you already use, then you avoid all this tricky stuff.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Okay. So thank you again. The electricity issues. So the stage is yours.
Thank you. Okay, good evening. We are here to present to you our company. It's called CARAP, monitor your CARAP standing for electricity. So you are monitoring your electricity usage and even getting more about how you use it, and also knowing how when there is some cut-ups with the national grid, when you have power cuts up. So users need to monitor their electricity usage on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis, so that they can plan for their electricity bills in time before they are cut off. Even the people we are working with, or the problem we are solving for the community of QSR, they don't usually get information about when electricity will be cut off, because it's not like here, in Europe, sometimes in Africa, the national grid cuts off power for some societies. So these people, they lack that information of when the electricity will be cut off, and this covers up almost 70% of the people that always face these challenges. So what should we do? We provide a solution with our color as an application that will help to monitor and also provide information about the national grid cutoffs. Thanks to the mobile technology that has developed, so we based on developing a mobile application which will help us. And with this mobile application, when a user installs the mobile application, he registers his meter, because these people use prepaid meters or prepaid electricity. With each and every meter, or with each and every household, they have got a prepaid meter reader. That reader has got a meter number, and that number uniquely identifies that household with the national grid. So we hoped to associate with the national grid to provide us with the information of the various meters they have or they work on, because when the user now registers with our application, we use that application, we use that meter number to uniquely identify him. And when a user subscribes for the electricity or pays for the electricity, back to the national grid, we believe they capture that user X or meter X has been loaded with 30 units. So with that, we also capture that information and use that information to provide notifications to the user. We shall be able, or our application can be able to provide a notification at a 50% usage of the units. For example, the user maybe had bought 30 units. When it reaches 30, when it reaches 15, our application will generate a notification that goes to the user's mobile phone, notifying him that, dear user, you've used 50% of your electricity that you purchased. And with this information that we shall be capturing or storing in our database, we shall be able to use the learning algorithm, though we didn't implement it right now, but it is impossible to use it to understand or to learn how this user uses his electricity. For example, if in the previous 2 weeks, the user was using maybe 10 credits of the electricity, and it comes to our knowledge or to the system's knowledge that in the current days has spent or has used more units than he used in the previous weeks, our system should send a notification to the user telling him or her that in the previous 2 days or 3 days, you've used more electricity than you were using previously. And not only that, when a user uses electricity up to 75% of what he bought, the system sends a notification to the user communicating to him or her that you've used 75% of electricity and you're running low of the electricity. This is so because the area we are working, or the area that we use our case studies, that they don't have nearby places where to buy electricity from. So they buy from a far town, and to do that, because it is far, they need to plan in time. So with this 75%, when the user gets this information that you've used 75% of your electricity, the user will understand that I need to buy my electricity card in the next few days. We also notify users about the power cutoffs, because at the national grid, they know which area to cut off and which area to put on running. So with that, we use that information from the national grid to provide these notifications. If we have programmed to cut off electricity maybe on a given Sunday, at a given time, we notify our users in that region according to their meter or their identification numbers that on such a date, electricity is going to be off. We try to have some screenshots of what we have tried to use, whereby a user has his account. In his account, he can check for the history of the electricity he has used, and also check for the add devices. The add devices, those are some of the things we believe that can be implemented in the future, whereby we can advise the user that maybe for these days the electricity you've used is too much than what you used previously, or we advise you, or we advise that the electricity you've bought can run for this period of time, depending or considering what the previous days or the previous units you had ran you through. If at all he had bought 30 units and they ran him for 30 days, it means if he buys 40 now, we can advise him that this can take you for the more 40 days. And the notification messages, they usually come and the user usually gets them. So what is expected in the future of this project? Implementing it for the real running, first of all, then enabling sending of the SMSs. Because sometimes some users may fail to check the notification, but if at all the message comes as an SMS, the user is prompted to check it and get to know how to respond. Then provide a real-time add device to the user's usage of the electricity. For example, if at all we test that now it is cutting 10 units and it was cutting maybe used to cut 3 or 4. Here we can advise him that the device you've added is consuming more electricity than what you are supposed to be taking. So it depends to him either to change or to keep it. But he gets the information that the electricity now being taken is too high than it is taken. Then also support offline for mobile. That is the SMS capability we think to consider. My team is composed of Kenneth, Ivan, and there is one other person, Rossi, who is not here with us now. That's the end.
Questions?
Questions?
I have a question. So the application needs to be integrated with a service provider of electrical services, or can it be run independently?
We cannot run independently because the electricity is provided by a public server. So we believe that the public server has got that data about maybe the meters, and that could be an open data that we can usually integrate into our system.
So we need an API.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, I had a similar concern actually. I think in the long run it might be a possibility, but in the immediate I would actually suggest a decentralized implementation. Bearing in mind that people can very easily see how many units they have, and you could build that into the system. For instance, when the units are more or less at half, or are estimated that they should be more or less half, you can send a notification to the user and ask, you should have used more or less half of your units. Is that true? If it's yes, you confirm. If it's no, you ask, okay, how many units do you still see? Does it make sense?
Like how to
Yes, and this would be a way of handling this in a decentralized way, simply because the electricity provider is not very responsive. And it might be a weak point in the system.
Actually,
so, yes.
During one of the discussions, we talked about that bit whereby you just have only the application, and it keeps on prompting you for, say, how much you asking you. But then you know how humans are. If something keeps on prompting you, it gets nagging. So there is a possibility whereby probably it keeps on asking me so much that I just delete it. But if it's really like needed, yes, it's possible to implement that, and probably it's more of an algorithm which keeps on just running on your phone without touching anywhere or querying elsewhere. But that was another direction we were hoping to put, but
please give me a suggestion so it can be taken up.
Oh, sorry.
One question from
To comment on that, you can try to achieve a trade-off. The point is that surely at the beginning, because you have no data, there is a lot of questions that will need to be answered. But then the point is to compute typically some confidence level. If not enough confidence level, you don't ask, you assume that. And so this is the point is to introduce some computation of probabilities and stuff like that in such a way that you estimate, okay, should I ask because I clearly don't know at all, or I can assume that it seems more or less this stuff. So then you can leverage and decrease the amount of questions that you need to ask by assuming some data to be true.
Actually, during the coming up with the idea, we tried to run a service that could simulate a meter as an electricity meter, we provided data in the database, static data, and then we ran a service that could randomly reduce this data. From that, it could give us feedbacks. So with that, I think with the questioning and the notification, basing on what this service was reducing from the data provided, we are able to provide the notification that we wanted.
Okay. No other questions, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So now I think that the jury have got an idea of what work on. So I think we will take no more than 5 minutes, I hope, to get a result. But before going away and silently decide who will be the winner, I would like to thank our 4 the mentors. So Fundiso, and there is a certificate as mentor. And of course, Ivan and Tatiana, thank you for being our guests and our mentor. So.